sound of my voice on this terrific Thursday morning. How are y'all? I hope everybody is well. I am sorry I have been busy and away from the tube of you. Posted a couple of shorts, but the daily vlogs will continue today. I just got a little behind because life has been lifing. So there's that. Anyway, y'all. And this car just rolled right up behind me. Anyway, y'all, I am on my way in to the salon, to my salon. And I just want to get on here and say good morning and chit chat with y'all. So, I wanted to get a couple of things off of my chest. They're just a little random. It's a little Japanese going on, but it's all good. So, let's talk about, we're back to school, right? All the kids, well, most of the kids here in Georgia, all the kids here in Georgia, they are back to school already. A lot of kids around the country don't go back to school until after Labor Day. My youngest child is in the 4th grade. My oldest child will be going into his 2nd year of college by God's will. And I just had my first what do I want to call it? I don't want to call it insurrection. I just had my first little situation at the school. And it's not with anybody that works at the school. It's with another parent. Let me just, and I made a short about this and I'm going to post it later. But let me just put a PSA out there. Parents, when you are taking your child to school, especially when you have to get out of your car and physically walk into the school to go into the front office, can we please make sure that you done brush your teeth, wash your face, and wash your backside? I go into the school today to drop my son off. My son suffers from migraines, so today was kind of a rough morning for him. And I go into his school this morning, and I understand sometimes we as parents, you running late, you rushing, you throw something on real quick, and you drop your kid off at school. I get that. But there is no reason why when I went into the office to sign my child in, that this stench was coming from another parent. And I'm just being all the way real. I understand sometimes, you've been ripping and running. It's a long day. Maybe you just got off of work. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not in the comments right now because I am in the car with somebody else. And they don't want to be on camera. They're driving, and I just have to respect their space by not putting them on camera and not having my camera on while I'm in the car with them. But good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, thank you so much for subscribing, liking the live. I really appreciate y'all. It helps my channel to grow. Like I said, I'm just a rising YouTuber. I'm a single mom. I keep it real. I share my life lessons to try and help others. I try to stay on the positive side of the tube of you. You feel me? But yeah, I keep it 100 as the best I can. But I'm on here just talking about like my first little situation at my son's school. So I go into the office to drop my child off, and oh my God, there's like maybe 5 parents in there with their kids. And like I said, I understand that sometimes you ripping and running. You got to throw like a jogging suit over your pajamas. Please do that. Please stop coming to these kids' school in your negligee. Please stop coming up to the kids' school in your pajamas with no undergarments. Please stop doing that. Even yesterday when I took my son he's trying out for the football team. We gonna pray about that. My baby's struggling. We gonna pray. But at least he's trying. I don't know if he'll make it to practice today because he has a headache. But even yesterday, I'm out there watching the parents, and it's a bunch of us parents, watching our kids. They're doing this tryout practice thing for flag football. A woman walks up. I'm not lying, y'all. She had on one of those. It looked like Fashion Nova outfits, which love Fashion Nova. Shout out to them. But it was literally like the little camisole tank top thing and the little boy shorts, the ones that look like undergarments. This is what she had on. That's all she had on, and some slides. She looked like she had on a tank top and panties. And I'm like, all these little kids is out here and you have no shame. What is wrong with you? You didn't check yourself in the mirror? You didn't think about, like, hey, are other kids gonna be looking at me, and like, is my kid gonna be embarrassed because I look crazy right now? Like, dress appropriately. Like, I'm not saying it, and I'm not saying it like I'm just perfect and I'm the best person ever, but it's a time and place for everything. And the time and place for that lady's outfit was in her house, in her room, in her bed, not at the kids' football practice. I was embarrassed for her and her child. Then this morning we go to the office and there's another lady and she's standing next to me. I go to grab the pen to sign my son in. I drew back real quick and I gasped for air because she smelled like the southbound end of a northbound train. It was ridiculous. And it's like, yo, it's too early in the morning, and it was giving, she don't know what soap and water is. It's giving, your house is nasty. It's giving, I don't want my kid to play with your kid because your kid probably nasty too. And I hate to say that, but as parents, we have to show up better for our kids. Don't just show up and when it's their birthday, you get them all the balloons and the fancy cake, and you show up and, oh, I did this for my kid. Don't just show up on Awards Day with all this, extra stuff like they graduating from high school when they're in the 3rd grade. Because I know y'all seen the parents do it. And don't get me wrong, we should celebrate our children. But sometimes these parents be doing too much and not enough at the same time. Do better. Have I been a parent that has, maybe the alarm didn't go off, or maybe, we had a storm and the lights went out, my phone died, and I wake up and it's like, oh my God, we're late? Yes, I have been there. I still go in there and do me a little doop, 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 and clean myself up before I get out and go take my son to school. I'm never coming up there looking crazy. Yes, my hair might be in a messy bun, but I'm not going to have crust in my eyes, and I'm not going to smell like outside when I go drop my child off. Parents need to do better. And the other thing is, if they're not, some of them smelling like they haven't bathed, they smelling like, God's natural medicine. I don't like to call it the devil's lettuce. I call it God's natural medicine because it came from the earth, okay? They smell like, like greeneries. You feel me? And it's like, to each their own. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But my child should not have to inhale what you are partaking of. And you gotta be careful with my words. Plus, this is the thing. It's illegal in Georgia. So why would you, I understand, I see a lot of parents do it. They got their kid in the car and they blowing one down. Your kid is going to smell like that when they get out the car. Y'all don't know that? You're not going to air out in that small little walk from your car door to the front door of the school. It's just not going to happen. Your kid is going to reek of that, and that's illegal. If people wanted to be petty, they could call CPS on you. Why would you even want to risk that? Do that separate from your kid if you're going to do it. I'm not judging that you do it, but make it separate. You feel me? As parents, it's a train, y'all. I'm sorry. I know it's really loud. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, y'all. It's a big old train, too. It's one of Norfolk Southern trains. I was trying to beat it, and yeah, look like I'm not going to. But yeah, as parents, we really need to do better. And I say we because I'm a parent too, but I try my best to show up as best I can for my kid. I even pay attention to, even if I wear a sundress or something to my son's school, I'll ask him, is this appropriate? Do you like this dress? I never wear anything super short or crazy to my kid's school. But I don't care if I got on a t-shirt and shorts. I would ask my son, does this look okay? Before I take him. Even when we went to football practice yesterday, we went to tryouts yesterday, I had on one of my Bears t-shirts and I had on some black shorts. And they come to I'll say the middle of my thigh, and I'm 5'9.5". I'm long. So I have a lot of leg. I asked my son, are these okay? But I'm not finna wear pom-pom shorts up to my son's school. It's just not gonna happen. It's certain outfits I'm not gonna wear because that's for the club, that's for girls' night, that's for going out, that's for date night. It's not for school. As parents, we need to do better. Stop showing up to your kid's school like you about to go to the club after you drop them off. Like, and please, ladies, stop coming up there with your wig laid, your lashes together, your nails fly, and your breath stink. It's not cute. Stop coming up there with your outfit slayed and your child looks a hot mess like they haven't been bathed or cared for. We see it. For me, I have always said, I can look a mess. I can have on an old t-shirt and joggers. I'm always going to be clean and neat. But I can have on a faded t-shirt and joggers and some old tennis shoes. My child going to look together no matter what. My child is always going to look like he's supposed to, no matter what. So I want us to do better as a unit of parents, you know. And I'm not getting on here just to talk about other parents. I just know we can do better. I want us to do better. We need to show up for our kids more. These kids are going through a whole lot right now. These kids are privy to information that we were not privy to. Like, we didn't have social media. So these kids are out there learning things, whether we want them to or not. Yeah, you can monitor your kids' stuff, but they're going to go to school and they're going to hear other kids talk about certain things that maybe they shouldn't know at first, second, and third grade. Now, you know, they're taking the phones out of school and everything, and that's cool. But think about it. I graduated from high school in 1997. Yep, I'm an old broad. I'm a good looking old broad too, for y'all go in, because people like to come in here and troll. We did not have cameras on our phones. We didn't even have cell phones. Matter of fact, when I was in high school, if you had a cell phone, you was rich. You was a baller. So imagine something embarrassing happening to you at school now. Somebody could post it, put it on social media, it go viral. Back in the day, something embarrassing happened to you, and the only way people knew is if they were around or if they heard about it. But there was no like evidence of it that could be played over and over and over again, like posting it to IG or YouTube or whatever. So now these kids are dealing with a lot. They can be cyberbullied. They can be bullied in school and out of school. You feel me? They're learning a lot about the world before they need to know about certain things in the world. These kids are dealing with a lot. These kids are learning about your Nolan Wells and your Trayvon Martin. Like, they're learning about all these different things. They're learning about injustices. They're learning about ICE. Like, the fact that my 9-year-old asked me, you know, about ICE the other day, like, it broke my heart. They can't even be kids anymore. So the best thing we can do for our kids is show up for them in the right way. And that means, when the simplest thing you can do, when you get up and drop your kid off at school, put yourself together. You ain't got to beat your face, you know what I'm saying? Ladies or guys or whoever. Fellas, you ain't got to have, you know, the freshest haircut. But please, put yourself together. Be clean. Brush your teeth. Don't come in there with dragon breath. Talking to me about good morning. Like, I don't want to, nah. No, I don't want to talk to you. Don't come in there with crust in your eyes. And it like, the whole bonnet situation, I'm not going to even go there, because that's between you and your Jesus, okay? That between you and the style gods. But stop coming in there with your hair all pinned up in a bonnet, your lashes, your nails, but you ain't wash your face and brush your teeth and wash your backside. It's trifling. is trifling and you look a mess and you are basically embarrassing your child. And stop coming in the front office cussing. It's kids up in here, and them kids don't need to hear all that. Hold on, y'all. I gotta make this drop off real quick. Thank you. All right, my bad, y'all. I just did a clothing donation. There's a local thrift store that I always try to patronize. And the reason why is because all the proceeds from this thrift store go to a shelter for people trying to escape DV. So because I am a survivor. I'm a survivor. No, all jokes aside, I did have my own situation. And I am a survivor. So I try to give back when I can. So instead of going to Goodwill, I always donate to that particular organization because I know what they do and how they help. So anyway, back to what I was saying. We got to do better by our kids, man. Respect yourself and respect your kids. Like, stop embarrassing your kids. People coming in the front office, y'all cussing, y'all smell like cigarettes, y'all smell like greenery. You slayed and laid, but then your breath stink or your kid, look dirty. Like, stop doing that. If you got enough money to get your nails done, you got enough money to get your weave, you got enough money to get your kids haircut and make sure their nails are clean. You got enough money to make sure they don't have stains on their shirt when they first wake up in the morning. And I know sometimes things happen. Sometimes it's that last clean shirt and you know what I'm saying? But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Sometimes things happen and you just have that off morning. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that consistently do the same thing every day. That means you don't care no more. It's so many mamas that care more about what they look like on IG and not checking their kids' homework. Do better. If you had the effort to sit there and edit them pictures in the Face app, you have the time and space and energy to pretty much edit yourself before you go up to that school. There is a lost art of making sure your kids are ready for school. I know for me, I was born in 79. I graduated high school in 97. My mom was one of them moms that would grease the heck out your face. Like, let her see some ash on me. And I'm a little bit on the yellow side. But let my mama see some ash on one of us. Baby, she not breaking out no cocoa butter. She going for Vaseline, okay? My mama used to grease our foreheads and faces like she was finna fry chicken on it. But she always made sure our skin was moisturized. And I also grew up in Chicago, so that's another reason why she greased our face. Because it's very cold and the air is very dry in the wintertime. But she made sure my hair was combed. She made sure my face was greased. She made sure my teeth were together. I ain't had nothing in my teeth. She made sure I had a hot meal every morning. Like, I think the only time we ate Pop-Tarts was on the weekends. And it was like a fun thing, like, ooh, Pop-Tarts with my Saturday morning cartoons. But my mom was like grits and eggs, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. But we got to do better by our kids, man. We really do. We really have to pour into them and take care of them. And stop waiting for something to happen. A lot of times, parents aren't paying attention to what's going on with their kid. And I understand why. Sometimes it's, you working hard. You're overworked. If you're a single parent, it's really hard. And it's like you just trying to take care of the household. And sometimes you don't have the energy to keep checking in with your kid. But you got to do it. My son is going to ready to be 20 this year. He's 19 going on 20. When he leaves my house to go hang out with friends, even though he is almost grown, I'm still like, who all gonna be there? Now, I know all his friends. I know probably 99% of the parents. Probably 99% of the parents, we are in the same group chat. I know where they live. I've been to their houses. But yet and still, I asked my son, who all gonna be there? Where y'all going? What y'all on? Because I need to know for the safety of my kid. And the funny thing is, when you care about your child like that, you actually teach your child to care about you. So my son and I both have the 360 app. We'll talk about my 19-year-old. Okay? It's my oldest child. We both have the Life 360 app. So the other day I was saying something about the app or something that was going on. And he said, well, I don't have to check the app to see where you go. I get an alert every time you move. I said, what you mean? He said, every time you change, positions or move, you drive or you have your phone and you walking away from, the location you were just at, I get an automatic alert on my phone. And I was like, word? My app don't do that. And he said, well, I don't know. He said, that's how I set mine so I can track you. My 19-year-old is tracking me, y'all. And you know what he said to me? He said, well, Mom, he said, it's for safety. So I know where you are and that you're okay. So it's sometimes, we tell our kids things and we think that they don't get it. But he's getting it. He realizes that, that app is not just for me to on you and, pull up on you and all that type of stuff. The app is for safety. And so he uses it because I'm a single mom and my oldest son is pretty much like man of the house, And every day, and like I said, I say all this not to bash people, because I have been a parent that has gone through some really tough times. I've been a parent that has been down to my last and giving my last to my children. I have struggled. I have been in some not safe situations with my children. But going through all that, I learned a lot. I learned to keep my eyes open, to pay attention, and to put them first. Forget what I got going on. Because if I don't do that, especially when they're young and they can't fend for themselves, and provide for my babies, I'm okay. Even if I have to go without stuff. Like my son said the other day, he said, Mom, you need to go shopping for some tennis shoes. Because all my tennis shoes are getting old. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Most of my tennis shoes come from the little discount store. They name brand or whatever. Some of them aren't. Some of them come from Walmart. But they are, getting old. And my son was like, Mom, you need some new tennis shoes. Because I'm quick to go buy them stuff. But like, I kind of guilt myself on buying myself things. If I ever see something that I like, it's almost like dang, what could I have used this money for? I give you a good example. During COVID, everybody was shopping, right? Everybody was shopping. Everybody was on Amazon. We were just ordering stuff because we stuck in the house. We ain't had nothing else to do. So I wanted these shell toe Adidas. I have them on right now. Like I said, I bought these shoes during COVID. I still wear them to this day. They're all black. I forget what you call them. They're all black and they got the little gold leafing on the tongue. Okay? These are some of my favorite tennis shoes. I love Adidas. When I tell you I put those shoes in my cart on Amazon and took them back out the cart. Why? Because they were $70 shoes. To me, that was highly expensive. Now, we getting all this money from the government. We getting all these checks from our jobs, you know, unemployment, whatever. But for me, and I had the money to buy the shoes. I had plenty of money to buy the shoes. The thing is, I felt guilty and I was like, what could I buy my kids? During COVID, I bought both of my kids tablets. I bought them action figures. Like, that was our, like, something to do, going to grandma's to pick up these packages. It was like our little outing during COVID, right? So I felt guilty. And my son was like, Mom, buy the shoes. You love them shoes. Buy the shoes. But I felt guilty because in my mind, I was like, what could I have taken that $70 and did something else with? Y'all, we got to start checking in with our kids. We got to start caring more about ourselves so we can take better care of our kids. They are the future. So instead of people just saying, oh, the future done went to hell. People say that all the time. Oh, well, ain't going to be no future. Look at these kids. Well, who's raising them? Who's raising them? It's us. The parents. Stop letting social media raise your goddamn kids. There's nothing wrong with them being on social media, but you need to monitor what they're watching. And you need to talk to them. You need to be their best, first, and most important teacher. And I think the world has gotten away from that. You just sit your kid in front of a device and you just let them have it. I have a thing in my house with everybody where I'm like, no device days. And I literally will turn my phone off. Now, keep in mind, it's a day that I'm off from work because I'm always working on my phone because social media is how I do business. But I have moments where I'm like, all right, no devices. Everybody chill out. We have to stop letting social media and devices take over our lives and raise our kids. AI is not their parent. We are. Their mommy and daddy are. AI is not who's in charge of our lives. Well, really, God is in charge of our lives. But stop depending on it to the point where you don't have a relationship with your child. Check in with your child mentally, emotionally. Make sure that they're okay. So that they're okay before they walk into these school doors. Because it's a whole lot of energies, different energies in the school. I saw a YouTuber, was a video, I don't know if she's a YouTuber, but there was a teacher that made this post on social media. I want to say she sounded like she was from Louisiana. She sounded like she was from Louisiana. She had a thick accent. And I love the way they talk, by the way. Shout out to Louisiana. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate you. But she had these pieces of paper on every desk. And she said, y'all want to know what teachers deal with every day? And on every piece of paper, it had an issue that a child could be dealing with. And it went from parents being locked up to parents being on different substances to being raised by grandparents to being homeless to being bullied to suffering from lack of self-confidence. It was so many things on those different desks. And she said, this is what teachers deal with. And each desk represented a child with a different issue. So before your child walks into that school, before you walk into that school, first of all, check yourself and your energy. And then pray over your child and check their energy too. Because when they walk into that school, they're dealing with a whole lot more than we could ever imagine. Things are different now. Make sure your child's mind is strong before they walk into that school. Make sure that they know that they're loved, that they're cared for, that they're supported before they walk in there. I know everybody have a bad morning, and you and your kid be beefing in the morning. But make sure that the last thing you say to your child before you part ways is, I love you. I tell my kids sometimes, because me and him, both my kids, we are born under the same sign. So when it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's like World War V, okay? We are a house full of Sagittarians. It's interesting. But even if me and my kid are beefing, I say, I don't like the way you acting, but I love you to life. I always make sure that he knows that both of them know that. So, anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm done yapping for the morning. Go ahead and I'm gonna put this up for replay if y'all are interested. Go ahead and go binge watch all of those daily vlogs so you can get caught up on what's going on with me. There will be more daily vlogs posted tonight and thereafter. And I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all later. No, I said lady. I'll talk to y'all later. I need coffee. But y'all having a terrific Thursday on purpose. Peace and blessings.